Well, didn't think I'd be making a final video this year. Anyways, what's up guys? Merry Christmas to you all. Today is currently the 25th of December 2025 and I didn't really want to make this video, but I kind of wanted the break so I could spend time with my family who are literally downstairs and who will be coming round at 5 p.m. today. The reason why I'm making this video is because I've opened up all my presents and I've got one thing I want to show you. One thing that I have mentioned earlier this year about creating content, mainly live streaming. So let me go fetch it real quick. Oh, wrong side. I got a fucking PS5, bro. Oh, yeah. So, let me just pop that right there. I'll be setting that up momentarily. But, yeah, my mum got me a PS5 for Christmas, which I am very, very thankful for. So, shout out to my mum for being awesome. So, why am I making this video? Why did I say, that Stream World episode 342 or whatever would be the final video of this year, but clearly you lied and I'm losing my breath here. And then you're making this video on Christmas. Why are you doing this? Well, actually, it's because I want to discuss 2025 as a whole. Now that I mention it, I do remember saying that I was going to make a longer video towards the end of the year. So here it is. Here's the video you've been wanting. So let me set the PS5 up and I will be with you shortly. Right, so I've got my PlayStation right here, so let me just unbox it and just stick everything on the table. I'll be right back. Right, now that we've got all this out of the box, look at this mess. It's time to actually set everything up, so let me grab the power cable. Now I need a spot to plug this in, so let me just find one real quick. So it's going to have to be the Wi-Fi booster, that doesn't work. Right, that's now plugged in, also on the back. So now let's plug in the HDMI cable. So this will allow us to actually see what we're playing. So both ends are pretty much the same. So let me just plug these in real quick. Right, now that that's all set up, all I have to do now is take a seat, press the button and hope it works. And hope something pops up on the screen. Or failing that, press the power button, which I believe is this one. Okay, I must have done something wrong. Alright, let me try that again. I think I've got it working now. Yeah, HDMI 2 is now available. So if I switch to that, right, let's do this. Yeah, it works. Right. There we go, got the PS5 set up. So I'm going to be playing on this for a while. Right, back to the computer. Alright, so there you have it. The PS5's all set up now. As you can probably tell by the audio, let me just... There you go. It's all set up. We're on the home menu. And let me mute that for a moment. So, let's talk about 2025. Considering the fact that it's been a crazy year. I've done so much this year which I definitely would not have been able to do last year, even with all the money I was earning. No. It was the people that made the experience great. Um, and I actually wrote down a note somewhere. Let me fetch it real quick. It's on. I can only see my eyes. So, in the diary that I've been writing throughout this entire year, I actually wrote a note at the end of the whole thing. So let me open that up real quick, and I will read it out. Okay, just bear with me for a moment. In the meantime, so the main things I've been getting up to this year. So, um, first of all, I, of course, got myself a PS5 for Christmas. Well, my mum got me a PS5 for Christmas, but it's mine. So, you know, thanks, mum. I appreciate it. Oh, we've got a bit of lag here. Okay. If I switch cameras, so as you can see right here, so this is on my other monitor. I can't actually see the monitor, but I can see it through OBS. It's like, yeah, there's like a note here. So this is the first note. So it reads, "Happy 2026. Throughout 2025, I have been documenting every day of the year. In this document, you will be able to read my whole diary of 2025. If you came from YouTube, then I must thank you for being an awesome viewer, Josh Malpass." But as you can see, currently it's 3,000 words, and it's not even finished. We're only stuck on what's it called? We're only I've only got up to March. If I update the table real quick. So yep, okay, that's now updated. You say that. Yeah. So if I scroll down, well, no, actually, we've got up until April, so 1st of April, but we need to scroll all the way down to here. And yeah, this is the final note. So prepare for this heartwarming speech I'm about to deliver. So let me do myself the favour of doing this. If you have read up until, if you have read everything up until this point, I must thank you for reading through my experience of 2025. I'm just kidding. If you have read everything up until this point, I must thank you for reading through my experience of 2025. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. I made only 42 episodes of Streamworld, which is the lowest amount I have made over the past 3 years. Also, I went through a relationship and out of relationship within less than a month, which was the worst relationship I've ever had. However, I've made some great friends this year, like Nathan, Rebane, Jacob, Connor, Luke, Will, Siggy, Sham, Gabby, and many more. Since the Ice Bucket Challenge was trending again, I want to nominate 2 people for making this year great. My nomination goes to Lani Price and Nathan Ellis, who have made this year way better than last year. Lani helped me get through my breakup and has supported me through the whole of this year, and Nathan has helped me in college and has been a better friend, well, a better college mate than Devindu and Lenny. For those of you who don't know, these 2 were my college mates last year. Some honourable mentions go to Luke and Rebane. Luke has been a great friend in college and someone who has helped me cheer up when I am sad, and Rebane has helped me stay sane while doing college work, also contributing to cheering me up when I was upset. They also made origami and Origami Swan, which I put in Lani's birthday card, which she really liked. Anyways, I'd rate this year a 7 out of 10, juxtaposed to last year, which I rated it a 3 out of 10. I would like to end this note by saying that if you came from YouTube and read the whole of this diary of 2025, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for supporting me on my YouTube journey. It means a ton for me to make videos to an audience that enjoys my content. At the time of writing this, my channel has 242 subscribers and a total of 36,514 views over 649 videos. Even though this is small compared to famous creators, I appreciate it all, and if there are any videos that you would like me to create, let me know in the comments of any of my videos. I'll most likely do it, as long as it's appropriate. Anyways, thank you for everything, and I will see you again in 2026. Golden Josh, out. Goodbye. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was my note that I wrote for 2025. But now, let me get you into something better. Something that's pretty much something that a lot of you will probably enjoy. Something that will kind of summarize this year and give closure and stuff to anything that has happened this year. So, starting off in January, so I'll go month by month. So January, there was nothing really to look forward to except for my dad's birthday, in which I went to a very, very nice place called Rodeos in Wolverhampton, which that's kind of a it's like a Western styled restaurant where like it's filled with cowboys and cowgirls and whatever. It's not like Hooters where you got like women dressed in short clothes. It's literally like everyone's dressed as like cowboys and stuff. Like everyone's like, there's even cosplayers there as well who go around serving foods like with a cowboy hat on and the boots and the cadaver or whatever it's called. I don't know. It's amazing. The food there is phenomenal. If any of you live in Wolverhampton, I'd definitely recommend that place. It's right by the bridge. It's quite hard to miss 'cause it's got a massive neon sign saying Rodeos, and on the other side where the entrance is, there's like an arrow pointing that says Rodeos. February, two things really. So I got into a relationship and I ended a relationship. And I had sex. So there's that. Also, my mum's birthday, and that was great as well. Because also in Wolverhampton, there's a place called Cosmo, which is a Chinese buffet. So if any of you like your chinky Chinese, that's the place for you. And also, I'm very sorry if that's racist, but I'm gonna leave it in. Not because it is racist, just because people say it. It's a phrase. So, anyways, March. It's obvious. It was my birthday. I turned 18. I'm now an adult, ladies and gentlemen. I can legally drink. I can legally drive when I get my license, and many more things. So keep your eye out for any drinking stuff. Speaking of, let me go fetch something. ladies and gentlemen, I present to you me beauty, Thatchers. So I thought I'd have a drink while making this video because I'm 18 now. I can legally drink, but of course I'm not going to get drunk. Of course it's cider, so I'll be sober. So YouTube, I got my eye on you, right? Nothing sketchy's going on here. Just your boy having a celebration drink for 2025. Crack this open. Woo! Oh, look at that glass. Look at that. It feels so great being 18. Like I thought this year would be shit and worse than 2025, but no, this year's been amazing. I've really had a lot of fun this year. So while I'm setting this up, April. So April 2025. I can't actually remember much from April. Might have to look back on my notes. Anyways, we're gonna go for orange sweet juice. So, just pour that on in there. Oh, that smells great. For any adults out there, you need to try this. Thatchers is amazing. So, April, pretty much, if I look back on my notes from my diary, because I haven't actually written anything down on the document. So, oh man, that noise is making me want to drink it. Okay, here we go. April. So, any highlights? Oh yeah, I just remembered. The Minecraft movie came out. Oh boy, that was... Oops. That was amazing, that was. So, the Minecraft movie came out, the whole chicken jockey meme became a thing where people started, like, destroying stuff in the theatre. And just, overall, it was great. So, yeah, then comes May, which I also need to have a look at my notes for. Alright, here we go. So yeah, I did some mock exams for college, preparing myself for the end of May and also June when I went into college to do my actual exams. Right. Cheers. That tastes amazing, by the way. Such a shame I'm going to drink through it so fast. Don't worry, I won't get drunk. So, also in May, I started a new world in Minecraft 1.2.5. If you remember that, you're a legend. Love ya. Yeah, I also predicted Squid Game season 3. Where's my notes on that? Oh, that's in June. So where is it? Squid Game. 27th of June, wasn't it? Okay, so my predictions were the following. So the finalists would be Gi-hun, Junhee, Myunggi, Hyunju, and Minsu. Those are my predictions, and technically I was right on 3. Junhee didn't make it, but player 222 did. If you've watched the show, you'll understand. I don't want to get into any spoilers, even though this thing's like months old. So if you haven't watched Squid Game Season 3, give it a watch. It's not as good as Season 2 or 1, but, you know, it does kind of wrap up things, like what happened to player 246, I think it was. Alright, so June, Squid Game Season 3 came out. Done. July, it was my brother's birthday, and also I got my Thanos necklace, which, if you can see next to the Burger King hat, is hanging on my wall. August. So me and Brad Harrison, we reunited after I made a video saying I wanted to meet up with him. Worst idea I've ever done. Lovely. Right. And anything else? Yeah, so stayed around Lonnie's on the 24th of August. And yeah, I also created a new series on YouTube called GJYT Squid Games, which I'm going to continue that next year, so don't worry. The series does not end on 2005. It will end on 2026. Alright, don't worry. I also got a new job collecting glasses at a pub, but unfortunately I only got to do that for a day because they never called me back. September, I went back to college, started my second year, and pretty much just started off the new year great. October, Halloween, me, Lani, Siggy, Sham, Gavi, we all went and did trick-or-treating. Me and Lani were supposed to go to a party originally, but we thought Gavi's a little too young to be drinking and, you know, being around people that are drinking, being around drunk people. So we decided, let's stay low-key and let's just go to a pub and order some food, in which the food was amazing. November. Let's have a look. That's good grammar. Today I went to college and Nathan and Jacob is back. It's our back, you dumbass. Honestly, you know, while I'm writing the diary on my desktop, the amount of things I've had to change is crazy. There's some things I've wrote in here which just, man, I cannot put like on a document. There's one of them related to something I don't really want to talk about, but boy, it's bad. It's not quite arrestable kind of thing, but it's bad. If any of you ever get to read this raw, you'll understand what I mean. But like, it's bad. The part where I did mention me having sex, that's unchanged. Like that's surface level. But like some of the stuff in here is like deep and dark, like stuff I do not want the internet knowing. But to be honest, my memory's quite vague on it, and that's not an excuse. That's me being genuine. Like, I don't actually remember much about it. Yeah, so for November, I started doing some mocks in. Yeah, there's another one. Sunday, 16th of November. Yeah, we're not touching that one. the person involved would kill me if I even mentioned it on the internet. Same with the 23rd of November. Boy, that's bad. Anyways, December. So, it's Christmas, baby. So, that's pretty much it for this year, I guess. We're done. We're finished. But I'm not going to end this video until this point's empty. So, even though this isn't a full point, it's up to about there. Or, well, there, actually. So, cheers. So let me talk you through the ups and downs of this year. So pretty much, let me just try and remember what I was going to say now. Okay. So, so let's start with the downs, because just get all the negative stuff out the way, and so we can just move on to the good stuff. So the bad stuff. So yeah, I got into a relationship back in February, which there was a little bit of flirting towards the end of January, but then towards the end of February, yeah, I broke up with my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend now, only because she said that she wanted to be single by the summer, which was the exact same thing she said when I dated her back in October of last year, when she said she wanted to be single by winter. And even though me and her, we had intercourse literally right on that bed right there, just, I guess that wasn't enough, But yeah, again, everyone who knows me, like, I told them the whole situation, and they blamed her. They said she wasn't good enough for a person like me. In which I agree. I feel like I do deserve better than a fat bitch who honestly just put absolutely no commitment into that at all. Absolutely nothing. She didn't even commit. Down to that. Another thing, my granny's sister's husband unfortunately passed away, which was quite sad, because he was such a nice fellow. I really wish if he had lived closer to me, honestly, I would have visited him way more. I only found out he had a stroke like years ago when he was 40, only like last year, and that made me feel bad. Like, genuinely, I feel bad. Like, I've been visiting him all this time since I was younger, and I never knew he had a stroke when he was younger, which was the reason why he spoke kind of like with his mouth kind of shut, kind of like this in a way, with no mouth shut, but kind of not like that, but like more clearly, like, 'cause this guy was born when, like, 1940, 1950. It's just unfortunate he passed away, because like, he's part of my childhood, and going into adulthood and realizing he's passed away, it's bad. I miss him, man. But it's only a matter of time before my granny goes as well, which I'm not prepared for at all. But judging by my granny's health, she's got years to go. Like, she's how old now? She's 77, turning 78 at the end of this year, in 4 days. And pretty much, I think she's got at least like 10 more years, 15 more years left to go. Like she's healthy. She's really healthy. Like, she goes gym, and she works out. she's quite fast actually. Like for her age, like if you was to judge her based on like her physical activities and stuff and what she does, you'd probably assume she's like 50, but no, she's 70. It's like she's got years to come. But my dad, on the other end, I'm a little worried about. Like, I'm worried that my granny's gonna outlive my dad. Because like my dad's been having issues with his stomach recently, and I'm a little worried. I don't want to jinx it, and of course make a video saying my dad's passed away. Because honestly, I would never do that. Honestly, the pain just wouldn't let me do it. But like I'll be in tears. Like I wouldn't even be able to say a word. I'll just be fucking crying. Anyways, down to that. We're done. That's a whole can done. We've got one more left, but I'm gonna drink this later. I'm just gonna stick this on my thing here. Right, let's get to the good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the good stuff, the stuff you've been waiting to hear from me. So, of course, let's state the obvious. My most viewed video on my channel, as of right now, has 8,000 views. Oh, well, I think. And honestly, for all 8,000 of you who actually watched that video, honestly, all of you are legends, and you deserve way more than you have right now. Unless you're rich, in which you kind of deserve the same. And also, I managed to survive 100 days in Legacy 4J, which, I'm not even joking, I almost had a burnout while making that little series. Like through some self-motivation, I actually managed to get it all done. And I was so tempted to give up, but I realised I've got many things to do and stuff, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it. And yeah. So I did that. Another thing. Of course, I lost my virginity to a girl who honestly doesn't even deserve to be in my life anymore. And if you was thinking of something else, shame on you. But honestly, like, I am so glad that I'm not seeing this girl anymore, because honestly, I didn't even enjoy it. That's the reason why I struggled so much with it. If she does watch this video somehow, I just wasn't satisfied. Do better. Anyways, so finally discarding her out of my life, and I'm never even going to talk about her ever again. My birthday. Let's talk about that. Also, I'm going red. What the fuck? What's wrong with me? Like, my face is warm and I'm turning red. Weird. Anyways, so my birthday. How was it from my perspective? The man who is turning 18 himself, or did turn 18 himself. It was great. It really was. So after my breakup, Lani bought me a beer and was like, you know what? Just drink away all your problems. I was chuckling, and I knew she was joking, but like, I was like, yeah, fuck it. I just downed about half the bottle of beer. I couldn't even drink the rest. I just kept like spitting it back up when I tried. And also on my actual birthday itself, I went to Cosmo, and I saw my granddad, my uncle, Debbie, Karen, all those people. All people who mean a lot to me within family. And also, a couple of days before that, my dad took me to a rage room where me and my brother, we went in and we smacked the fucking hell out of some stuff. Literally, oh man, I think I posted a photo somewhere. There's me in like a white thing with a mask on. I look like a fucking beekeeper, and I'm running around with a fucking golf club, just smashing shit. And God, I terrified my dad. That's how ruthless I was in there. Like at one point I picked up a bottle, flicked it up so it started spinning, and just went bang, and fucking smashed the thing, and a shot actually hit my dad, and actually it left like a little mark on his arm. And I was like, damn, did I do that? Oh man, I'm sorry. Which was crazy. I had so much fun doing that. Next year I'm hoping my dad takes me to Warwick so I could do another one again. Because honestly, that was so fun. I can't thank him enough. Right. Also, October. So we're jumping from March to October now. Since nothing. Yeah, I'm kidding. Don't worry. Sorry about the ers and ums. I think that's the alcohol kind of trying to fuzz my brain, but my mind is very strong. So, literally, my brain managed to survive 9 shots in a row. Literally, a couple of weeks ago on Lani's birthday. Like, I took 9 shots back to back, and I didn't even get drunk. And this was like 45% whiskey. No. Vodka, sorry. This was like 45% vodka, and I've done 9 shots back to back, and I didn't even get drunk. That's how strong my brain is. But then, like, a whole can of cider's making my brain a little fuzzy, which is odd. And that's only like 2% or 5% or something, I don't know. So, June, I finished college. I finished my first year at college, and I passed everything. Got a couple of distinctions, got a couple of merits. That's a lie, I didn't get any merits, I only got a distinction, and the rest were passes. So now, skipping to October. Oh, I'm beginning to sweat, man. It's getting warm in here. It was freezing in here last night, and now it's like really warm. It's probably because of this. Like look at that. Look how fluffy it is. It's adorable. So skipping to October. Halloween. No questions asked. Halloween. I went to a pub, had food, had a glass of Coke. I didn't have any alcohol that night. And that's it. I slept at Lani's on the couch. I really do hate that couch, by the way. It's so uncomfortable. Like, honestly, I'd rather sleep on Lani's floor than on that couch. And I mean in a room, not like on the floor downstairs. Because the floor downstairs is like, it's wood. So that would be really uncomfortable. But genuinely, like, just sleeping on Lani's carpet in a room, like, I'd rather do that, honestly. So much more comfier. And to be honest, Lani's room's quite nice. She bought her PlayStation upstairs at one point, and we just sat on the bed and played, which was quite fun. We played Lego DC Supervillains, which arguably is way better than Lego Batman 2. And if you know my rankings, it means that it's better than Lego Batman 2 and Lego Batman 1. And finally, we end off in December. So we have Lani's birthday, but we've also got one downside, which I'm finally allowed to talk about on YouTube, even though I've mentioned it in the past. But we'll get to that later. We'll wrap up the good stuff first. So Lani's birthday. So we went ice skating. We went to the German market in Birmingham, and then I stayed around hers. And that's a lie. I stayed around Siggy's instead because Lani had work the next day. Or well, Lani had work the same day, and I had to drop her off at work and then pick her up later at midnight. And then of course Christmas. I've got my PlayStation, which honestly, can you even see it on the camera? So if I press my finger there, no, you can't. Okay, that's really good. I'm actually glad. Imagine all my webcams have like a little white square in the corner. It's just my PlayStation. Plus, this thing's huge. This thing's like twice. It's like 1.5 times the size of my PS3, which I have right here. Anyways, another thing that hasn't happened yet, but will be great as well, is my granny's birthday, because she's going to a pantomime. And even though I'm not the biggest fan of pantomimes, I do still enjoy. I do enjoy watching a few of them, like some of the drag queens and the male drag queens, of course, and just what's his name now in the Grand Theatre in Wolverhampton. There's a guy called Ian somebody. That's not his actual name, by the way. His name is Ian something, and he is phenomenal. I love him to death. Like, he's my favourite. He's my favourite person to appear in a theatre. Like that's how good he is. That even someone like me just loves him to death, and just like he makes me laugh every time. And even though I do laugh a lot, like if I was to try, I'm a really hard person to make laugh. There's only specific things that make me kind of crack a smile and then actually full on break out laughing. But apart from that, it's time to get into the final thing, which after this I'll wrap up the video, is the passing of one of my friends, which happened last year in 2024 on the 5th of December 2024, where my friend, who I do not want to mention her name, unfortunately passed away from a seizure, which led to a coma, and she passed away from that. As from the details from her mother herself, as I've only heard this from my own mom, so I don't know if this is like genuine in it or if my mom's kind of exaggerated it. But unfortunately, so what happened was Belle went to, well, just said the name, not saying the last name. So my friend went to McDonald's, and while she was there, because of a previous medical thing where she would have migraines, I think she kind of had a migraine mixed within something else, and a blood vessel burst in her brain, which led to a seizure, which caused her to collapse and stuff. And because of that, she went into a coma. And she did turn 18 while technically still being alive. But unfortunately, the day after, she did pass away. And I'm only telling you guys this now because when I heard this news, it was hard. I wasn't crying per se, but like I was devastated. I was thinking about it for months, like up until about like March, like just a little bit before my birthday. I was thinking about it every single day, saying like, I can't believe it's happened. And I was on call to my friend Jenny, and I was talking to her saying, like, you know, can't believe she's gone. It feels way too fake to be real, but unfortunately it is. And all I'm saying is, if any of Belle's friends, family watches this part of the video, I'm devastated. I really cannot believe it's happened. And for if you're still suffering from it until now, I really am sorry. And if you want to talk, just hit me up on my DMs. I'll be happy to talk to any of you and help you get through the pain, which is losing someone, and help you get through the 5 stages of grief like I did. And yeah, I did. I went through the 5 stages of grief probably about like 3 times, and then March came and finally I reached acceptance, which was realizing she's dead now and there's nothing I can do about it, but to hold her soul close to the heart and remember everything that we had. So, Belle, I said her name again. Rest in peace. I miss you. And as a kind of a memory, you can't actually see it, but on my wall, right there next to the cross, well, a little further from the cross, I have kept the first ever photo that me and her took together while being in a relationship. On the 1st of February 2022, we went to Hollywood Bowl for one of Belle's friends' parties, and all the boys got kicked out except me, which was funny. But me and Belle, we got a photo together in one of those photo booths, and I decided to keep it after all these years, even though I had hatred for her between 2023 and 2024. And then towards the end of 2024, we got closure from each other and we became friends. And then, of course, she passed away, which basically, it was kind of like that Walter White moment when Hank dies, where like the camera kind of zooms out, but like I stay completely still, and then I just collapse on the floor crying, even though I wasn't really crying. I was kind of just like processing everything. It was awful. I was just lying on my bed just like this, just completely like not even in sync with life. Just took me ages to process it, but anyways, that's it. I'm done talking. This video's almost an hour long anyways. And also, I don't know if any of you've noticed, that's the cider coming back up. I got a new ring. I got a lion ring from the German market, which cost me £30. Definitely worth it though. This is 13 karat gold, believe it or not. So it's not entirely gold. Like it's mixed with like, I don't know, like aluminium or something. Because this thing's light. Like if this was any other metal, it'd probably be very heavy. But you know, 13 karat gold, baby. And I bought this for £30. I feel like 13 karat gold should be a little more expensive than £30. But either way, I'm satisfied. So now I can say to people, I wear my pride on my finger because it's a lion. Lions represent pride. If you didn't know that, you learn something new every day. Gotcha. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know why I'm praying for. I'm not a Christian, but who knows? 2026, I convert to a Christian again. I don't know. It's something to think about. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next year, I guess. Where I'll be making another one of these videos towards the end of next year. Anyways, happy 2025 for the rest of this year, and I'll see you guys in 2026. Golden Josh out. Goodbye.